Hello everyone. I want to talk to you about the shift of taxes on labor to consumption taxes and the introduction of a basic income. No big philosophy. No, I want to explain to you some very important economical principles that will hopefully indicate to you that indeed this would be payable. I will try to explain it quite simplistically, and I made some blocks here. Imagine that you go to buy a product in a shop. Where does the money go to? Well, part of the money is given to the workers of the shop or the products or the people that made the products. It's their net salary. Now, in Belgium, workers, they get a sheet from their employer also mentioning their brut salary, which is really higher than the net salary, right? That's labor taxes. But there is more. Many people in Belgium don't even know, but the employer also pays additional taxes on the salary. In Belgium, you don't get half of what you cost to your worker. So I think I'm kind of nice putting 2 blocks as net salary and only 2 blocks as taxes. Should be a bit more here. Now, that's not all where our money goes to. Some of the money stays in the shop because the shop makes some profit, I hope. And then the government comes back again because the government also collects your VAT. So, simplistically said, this is what you pay in the shop. I see 3 blocks going to the government, 1 block stays in the shop as benefit, and 2 blocks goes as net salary to the workers. Can we do this differently? Well, my point is, yes, we can. Imagine we keep the net salary the same, but we remove the labor taxes. They're gone. Then, so no taxes in what you pay there, right? Of course, there is still profit for the shop. I keep the same profit. And the VAT we keep. No, in fact, the VAT we increase or we put another consumption tax with the aim that the products cost the same in the new system than today. That's not a problem for you because your net salary didn't change neither, so you can buy as much as before. For the employer, it's also not a problem because his benefit, his profit didn't change. And for the government, we had 3 blocks, we still have 3 blocks, so also no problem. Does it make sense? Yes, it makes sense. Why? Labor cost here was 4 blocks. Now labor cost is reduced by half, only 2 blocks. The impact of such would be that on one hand, things that we now only can produce outside in other countries will come back. We should be crazy, in fact. If we produce something in China, it's costing much less taxes-wise than if we would produce the same product over here. And then we are surprised that all the companies run away. Obviously they do, right? On top of that, we should think a bit about the environment. I live in an old house. I should have my house much better isolated. However, that's costing a lot of money. Not the isolation material, because that's really cheap. The problem is the work, the man hours to do that, to isolate my house properly. Guess what? If I would like to isolate my house now, a lot of taxes are going to the government. In fact, the government collects a lot of money if I would isolate my house. Maybe, if as a government we want to encourage people to isolate their houses, we should not try to get a lot of money from them. Maybe we should just go this direction. We have a lot of unemployed people anyway, right? They could come to isolate my house if we educate them. Now I want to push it further. Imagine we introduce on top of that a basic income. The idea of a basic income is we give a fixed amount to everyone who legally lives, I'd say, in Belgium or in Europe, if we do this on a European level, unconditionally further, right? And here it comes. It does not come on top of the net salary. No, it replaces a part of the salary. So for me, the concept of introducing a basic income is that the net salary of the people or the net income of the people doesn't change. What would that do if you buy a product? Well, still some money goes to the net salary, right? The shop still makes profit. We had 3 blocks of consumption taxes, 1, 2, 3. And then something special happens because the government in some way needs to collect the money to pay the basic income. Imagine we add that to our consumption tax. What's the result? Well, the products cost as much as before. And your income also doesn't change, so you can buy as much as before, so for you, no big deal, right? For the company, still one block of profits, also no big deal. However, again, think of the labor cost. Here we were at 4 blocks. We reduced to get to 2 blocks. Here only 1 block is remaining, so we divide the labor cost by a factor of 4. I think that's spectacular, right? Now, would labor cost really be reduced by a factor 4? I doubt it, because there is an interesting side effect. The basic income is kinda unconditional, right? That's what I said. Now, when you look today, a lot of people need to go to work all month to, in the end, not have much more money than if they would have just been living from the unemployment money or other aid from the government. This will change, because now as a company you will need to attract the people to come to do the dirty and not funny work. So I think you would manage to have people come to work if by coming to full-time work for you their income doubles. Still, we would have a very drastic decrease of the salary cost. So I think it's worthwhile. And the secondary impact, I think socially, is very good. Thanks for your attention.